What's up, everybody? My name's All Ego Ethan Page, and you're listening to Mars TV.
Hola amigos, yo soy El Mariachi Loco, and you're watching the Mars TV podcast.
What's up, bro? This is Robbie E, and you're listening to Mars TV.
And how's it going, folks? My name is Skylar Mars, and welcome to the Mars TV podcast. Or, I'm sorry. Let's try it again. Hello, invaders. Oh, man, how are you guys doing today? I'm doing fairly well myself, you know. You always feel really good after you've gotten, a nice haircut shave combo. You always feel a lot cleaner. You get a nice shower in there, But welcome. We're going to talk to a group known as the Aero Club, made up of Kyle Hawk is the leader. All cool guys, all great wrestlers. It is, they have a fun parody name of the Bullet Club, but I have to say, out of all the groups who have used the Bullet Club logo as the basis for the logo, they may have the coolest logo. They're all great people, they'll have pretty good notoriety in my area of the country, New Mexico. Wink, wink. But anyways, before this interview, I took a road trip with some wrestler buddies of mine. I'm not going to name names because I have no idea if they're cool with that or not, but I went to Alpha Omega Wrestling, and I'm actually wearing the shirt right now, coincidentally. It was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun, and let's see, I got to meet Eric Watts, Scorpio Sky. There was a really fun clip I put into that. I'll play it for you real quick right here. Yeah, Scorpio Sky is just jamming out for no reason. Yeah. He's into it, yeah! They were awesome. Lufisto may easily be the toughest woman I've ever met, or toughest person, period. I mean, in a locker room full of, all these big, tough guys, she might have easily been the scariest, That was a lot of fun. There was one fan I remember who was a little too rowdy, maybe had a little too many beers, probably voted for Trump. It's not a knock, just saying. Seemed like the kind of guy who wasn't down with the brown. Anyways, before we get started, I'd like to tell you guys about our sponsor, midcardguy.com. You can get awesome, exclusive wrestling-themed apparel, mostly shirts and hoodies. I still want them to make me a hat. Midcard Guy, if you're listening, come on, make me a hat. I like nice, flat-billed ball caps. I like floral designs. If you guys can get one that just says Midcard Guy on it, I'd be so happy. But anyways, if you go to marstv.midcardguy.com, that link will be in the description, you can save 5% off your order of their awesome wrestling apparel. Their shirts are soft, and I gotta say, man, don't be a jobber, be a mid-card guy. It's way better. You get to hold the U.S. title. I am now joined by the Aero Club. Thank you guys for coming on to the show.
What's up? What's up?
All right. Now, for those at home who are new to the Aero Club, could you guys please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Desi. I'm new to the Air Club also.
Oh, really?
I've been part of it forever.
Oh, wow.
Does that make sense?
I guess.
Thank you.
Alright, my name is Kyle Hawk. I'm actually the bird of prey.
The bird of prey. I like that.
Is this live recording?
No, this is not. This is pre-recorded. I'm gonna do some editing, make this nice and pretty before we actually get it onto the YouTubes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so don't worry.
I can barely hear you.
You can?
It does sound like staticky.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Barely. You're breaking up really bad.
Am I? Should I just hold up my microphone to my face? Would that be better?
You're still staticky, my.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's put it back down then. Is that any better?
Sounds like you're in a tunnel.
Yep.
Really? Huh. This is supposed to be a really nice microphone. I paid almost $100 for this thing.
A condenser? Condenser.
A condenser. That might have to be something I...
Is this a shoot? Is this a shoot interview?
Yeah, it's shoot.
Okay.
All right, very relaxed. Don't worry though. It's nice and casual. So, how are you guys doing today?
Hi. I'm good.
Good, great, fantastic.
That's awesome.
I'm actually working out right now, so if you guys hear me like breathing really hard, I'm sorry.
You're getting a workout as you're doing in this podcast. I like that. That's dedication.
You couldn't have workout while doing this podcast because I make a lot of grunting noises.
That would be really awkward.
You sound perverted.
Yeah.
That does.
I really make. I mean, there's like a gym that doesn't allow. They have signs up called. I don't want to tell you what it's called because I might be advertising them. But they have signs up saying no grunting allowed. And
Planet Fitness.
it's not like we can help it. It's not like I'm grunting because I like to sound like this crazy animal. But I cannot do these hang cleans without making these noises.
That is hilarious. Oh man. So this is kind of cool. Desi is the first woman to be on my show.
Yay!
Yeah, you guys are also the first faction or the first multi-person interview. So that's like 3 firsts.
That's
Nice.
That is awesome. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit of...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say how I foresee that we're going to be the first to do a lot of things that people have not seen or done.
Oh, I liking that confidence.
I know it.
Oh man, attitude is everything in this business.
It's just truth.
I also just somehow said every syllable in business separate. Alright, so why don't you guys tell me a little bit about Aero Club? Like if someone asked you how to define Aero Club, what is it?
Let's ask the founder.
Modern yet traditional Native American lifestyle. Heritage, culture, but yet still with the times, all wrapped up in one.
Really?
So yeah, three different tribes come together, uniting as one, representing each tribe, whether we grew up traditional or non-traditional, we still respect our teachings, our culture. Kyle is Chickasaw from Oklahoma. Desi is, how do you say it? I can't pronounce it.
Kauia.
Kauia from California. And I'm Hopi Sioux and Laguna from New Mexico.
I like it.
And I would kind of describe it as that same thing. It's contemporary, but even though we are contemporary in our own ways, our style is not like a Pocahontas costume, but it's influenced by our upbringing and our culture and our traditions. And because we are Native, we are bringing the light to that in a contemporary way, but not forgetting where it came from, you know?
Of course. Now, is there, I don't know, I guess specific places, because you guys have a very unique look, because not a lot of people really bring that. Like, I can think of pretty much only 2 guys who have really taken the Native American thing to heart as far as their, I guess I'll use the word gimmick. That's Hania from CZW and Tatanka, obviously. Or Tatanka, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I feel like this whole episode is going to be me mispronouncing things, and I feel really bad about that.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it.
All right, and so is there any specific place you guys take inspiration, obviously from your heritage, but like any, I guess, specific places for your overall look?
Kyle?
Desi, you answer this because you're good at that. You're good at describing stuff.
where I take my inspiration.
Of course.
Off the res from the youth. Honestly, when I see these kids and I see how naturally strong they are and how naturally connected they are, but they have nobody to kind of take their hand and guide them, or very little, a lot of a lack of, welcoming into the American culture, American society. I mean, as American as we are growing up as Native children, it's totally different than growing up as an American, and nobody really knows that or sees that, and nobody really will understand that unless you're a Native. And I didn't grow up on one specific reservation, but my mother worked on several and doing various jobs for the tribes, and I see it, and they're my motivation, and that's my inspiration, and I just want to be. I just want them to know that that we're proud, and we're still here, and we're still doing what everybody else is doing, but in our own way.
I like the sound of that. Would you say that, I guess, the message of Aero Club is maybe not just for Native Americans to be proud of their heritage, but for everyone to be proud and a part of every heritage that they may hail from?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're trying to get across.
That's what you're trying to get across. So, and kind of interestingly enough, you chose to use the stage of professional wrestling, which is one of the more bizarre stages to hold anything.
Are you there?
Of course. Shall I repeat my last statement?
A lot of people, for example, would never have seen a medicine wheel otherwise. Thousands of fans that love wrestling might have never seen a Native American dream catcher, even, or more popular, but like a medicine wheel. And so just these little tidbits that we can share with them while still wrestling is what we want to offer.
It is quite the grand stage.
Huh?
It is quite the grand stage.
Indeed, it is.
Are there places you hope to take Aero Club?
Joe, go ahead.
My goal is for sure Japan, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Canada.
Puerto Rico!
Everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I get really excited when people mention Puerto Rico. That is where my folks hail from.
I actually wrestled there a long time ago, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in 2007 when I first started.
Now, interestingly enough, I was going to ask about this. In Puerto Rico, they used to have they have this thing called Taino, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is where my grandparents are a part of. It's supposed to be a subset of, again, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, Arawatka? If that's...
Sounds right.
Sounds about right.
What is it?
It's supposed to be a subset of the Arawatka tribe.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Alvarado, my trainer, he's native from Puerto Rico.
Nice. I like the sound of that. Now, curiously, and I'm just gonna take the shot and say Kyle Hawk is the leader.
We let him think that. No.
He's definitely the founder. I mean,
Yeah, he came up with this concept, and I wasn't brave enough to kind of go all out there with my culture in this setting. And I'm glad that he brought me on to feel like I can and be proud of it.
Now, Kyle, I guess, why did you go to Desi and Joe with this idea specifically?
Let's backtrack a little bit. Joe and I met, I think, 4 or 3 years ago, or maybe even before I went on deployment to Afghanistan. We met. We always talked about tagging, we never really got to it and stuff. And then we finally met each other last year, and we hit it off really well. And I saw his style and I saw his uniqueness and stuff and what he brings to the table, and it's exactly kind of like mine, but just his version of it. And so I said, let's start tagging, man. Let's get this thing on the road. I got this idea. So I told him the idea. He loved it. We wanted to run it right away. We had it right away, but we had to wait for a while. We just had to wait for the right time. And then, funny story, I was talking to a chick in Vegas, and Desi commented on a comment that I made. And then I clicked on her profile, and I found out she was real Native American because I saw a dream catcher on her shoulder. So we talked a little bit, and of course she thought I was a creeper, and no biggie, whatever, it's Facebook, there's a lot of creepers on there. So I asked her, hey, you do Native American gimmick, why don't you represent it? And of course, Desi didn't really have the knowledge to it, how to represent it in wrestling. She knows how to do it outside, but in wrestling it's kind of different. It's difficult. Again, there's not many wrestling heroes to look up to besides Wahoo McDaniel, Chief J Strongbow, Tatanka, and Navajo Warrior, and all the greats, And so I told her to come with me to Kansas, and we met in Kansas. We hit it off, and then showed her how to be herself yet be traditional at the same time, and it clicked to her. And then it just I don't know, like we just became one good family, one big happy family. And I'm the youngest brother, they're the oldest siblings. Actually, it's weird, but I act like the dad. It sucks, I hate it, but again, you just want to see your brothers and sisters succeed. And I just saw something like I threw out the idea, and they trusted me with it. So that's how I knew they were in it right then and there, if that makes sense.
I know exactly how that feels. I get that. If I could share a story of my own, when I started training, I met the nephew of one of the wrestlers who I was training with, and then another kid who had actually quit because he felt like he was getting bullied. And I pulled them all together, and we sort of became a clique of our own. And since then, we've trained stronger just because we're a unit now. Like, we're holding each other strong. So I totally understand how that feels.
Yep.
Now, so by that story, you guys seem to have come to each other very organically. Like, it wasn't something that, like, I just need members. It was, these are my friends, let's do something together. Does that mean this is kind of as far as Aero Club goes, as far as like the number of members, or is there anybody out there you'd like to become a part of Aero Club?
Well, we have honorary members. Like I said, we have Navajo Warrior, who's really big in Japan, who was really popular back in the early 2000s, and then we have Tatanka with us too.
So have you guys actually worked with Navajo or Tatanka?
Yes, I have.
Wow.
And Joe has too. Yeah.
That's gotta be really cool. I know Navajo Warrior trained. He trained a lot of guys out here, like where I live, which Navajo Warrior. He trained Knox and a guy named Gabriel Gallo.
Yep.
All great guys.
I've wrestled a lot with Gabriel Gallo and Don Vitale back.
And Vitale.
Yeah,
that's
way
right.
back in the EXW days and stuff like that.
EXW, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, but I've worked with Nav, and he always helps us with our matches, and we call him and stuff like that. And of course, he's busy with the WWE thing and stuff. So.
Of course.
But,
do you guys hope to ever make it to a height like that?
Oh yeah, that's the goal, man, and we will get there. We will. It just takes time and patience and perseverance,
Absolutely. Now, there's one little I don't know, I guess an elephant in the room that I figured I would address. Aero Club, the name itself, and the awesome t-shirt design, which, seriously guys, hook me up with one of those t-shirts.
We'll get you on.
Always, dude. That's one of the coolest looking shirts I've seen in a while. and I'm not just like licking boot or anything. I mean, that's a really sweet t-shirt. But anyways, the obvious inspiration was a mix of the Native American culture and the Bullet Club. Do you guys ever get, I don't know, I guess knocked for that?
Well, not really, man, because where did the Bullet Club get their idea from, you know?
I believe it was Team No Respect, which is a group Chris Jericho started.
I would say NWO was the first one to actually create the faction like that. So really, man, you gotta look at this. Wrestling, everything is recycled. NWO, so WWE created DX. Then in return, here comes the Bullet Club. Then you got all these other clubs. But what's different from us is we're an actual Native American faction, which has never, ever been done. That's what makes us unique. And also we're both lightweights. We're cruiserweight, we're high flyers. So, and that's never been done either. To take something that's like that, and you add culture with it, then now you're in a whole different level.
God, I could just tell.
There's never been a Native American female.
Well, there is I believe there's a woman, the She-Wolf in CZW.
Hyena?
Yeah, is that how you pronounce her name? I always just kept saying Hania.
It's Hanaya.
Hanaya.
Opie.
That sounds really cool out loud.
I like Desi better.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, of course. Oh man, and I'm sorry. I know this is slightly distracting. I apologize for that, but I could just tell Joe's going hard.
Oh, that's cool. Joe's very, very protective of his sister.
Oh no, I meant like he said he was working out during the interview. I could hear him like just hitting it, man. Oh man, that's awesome. I respect the dedication. That's definitely a good point to make. Is I can definitely see a lot of dedication in the group.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Is Desi still on? Desi still on?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, that's perfectly all right. I understand you guys are very busy, have all things to do. You actually, so it was kind of cool to see. I always like it when wrestlers just say, "Hey, I want to be on a podcast. Let's do this." So I wonder why was that?
We want people to hear our story. The honest truth. I mean, how are people gonna hear your story if they don't, if you don't take the initiative to go tell it or to go show it or broadcast,
I can totally understand that. Now, I guess then my next question seems pretty logically. I would ask, what is your story?
Joe, go ahead. You go.
Oh man, you want me to start from the beginning?
I'm sorry, I kind of like how you're literally keep tagging in and out. That's kind of cool. That's kind of awesome. Oh man. All right. Anyways, yes. Though, what is your story?
Alright, man. So, just like any other kid, I wanted to grow up to be a pro wrestler. They did my senior year in high school. They did a big show here in my hometown. I mean, they had a bunch of big names. The main event was Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell versus Scott Snyder and Jeff Jarrett. And they had like R-Truth and Rhino and New Jack and a whole bunch of other guys. So, crazy enough, my trainer that trained me was on that show. He wrestled Dr. Death Steve Williams, which I think that was one of Dr. Death's one of his last matches before he died.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Then we just hit it off right there, and after football season, I started training. Just 3 days a week, man, for a good year almost. And just one thing led to another. Had my first match. Within the first year of my career, I went to Puerto Rico. I was there for a month. Got to work with guys like Scott Hall, the Great Muda, Carlos Colon, Eddie Colon.
Wow.
All these guys. Mr. 450. I actually wrestled him every day that I did shows there. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Oh, I know exactly who he is.
And, then I got mixed up with this company called ICW. They're based out of Lawton, Oklahoma. At the time, they were the company to be with. And then, I actually got hurt. I dislocated my shoulder. And I was out for 6 months to 8 months. Came back with the Fed we mostly work for now. They called Imperial Wrestling Revolution, which they've been so kind to us. They've put me against so many names like John Morrison, Evan Bourne, Chavo, and Rhino, all these guys, man. And a couple years ago, I messaged Kyle Hawk because I wanted to see what he thought about forming a tag team. When I initially asked him, he thought it was dumb because I referred to it as like the new young bloods. He kind of didn't like that because they're more traditional and he wanted to be more modern. But another 6 months went by and he said, I'm ready to do the thing. Let's do it. This is what I got. And this is where we are now. I'm very blessed. He's came into my life. He's one of my best friends, I can say, in this business, and actually in life in general. And we just worked LAX a couple of weeks ago, and I can tell you now there's some big stuff coming in the future for us too. So yeah, I mean that's really my story, man. I've been doing it for about 10 years now. Been any and everywhere that I can, except for Japan, of course. But that's the goal, is to get to Japan. That's pretty much my story, man.
Who wouldn't want to see the Arrow Club invade Japan?
Indeed. Yeah, I want to invade Puerto Rico, man, because the Native Americans, they're really big in Puerto Rico. Like the Young Bloods and, those guys, they were really over in Puerto Rico.
Well, that's because there's a tribe there, like I was trying to mention earlier. There was the Taino.
Right.
Yeah. I've actually been trying to read up on them because I recently found out that's where my family stems from. So I'm trying to learn my heritage.
Do it, man. That's the best thing you can do.
And I mean, again, not to look boot, but I kind of got the idea from Arrow Club. So you guys are doing your jobs if that makes you feel good.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure, man.
Oh, man. Now, one thing I noticed a little while back, I thought this would be a funny story to tell, was it was Veterans Day. I was scrolling through Facebook, and it seemed like every other post was "Thank you, Kyle Hawk."
Oh my god, why you gotta bring that up?
I just thought that was funny, like how every other post was "Thank you, Kyle Hawk."
Thank you, Kyle Hawk.
Shut up, Desi.
She's back.
Remember that chant?
Oh, alright, so another funny story. So
Please tell stories. This is what the show is for.
Kansas, Hoisington, Kansas, when Desi and I went up there. Is when we first met again. We spent 6 hours getting to know each other. We had the
We
match.
rode in the car, and I said something smart, and he said something stupid, and we looked at each other, and he's like, "You're like my sister," and I was like, "I know, you're like my brother." Get out of here.
Yeah, it was weird. But anyway, so the main event was me and Shane Hendricks, I believe his last name was, for the TAZ World Heavyweight Championship.
Nice.
I won. I became the champion. And all the good guys, including Desi, came out and celebrated with me, which is really cool and special. Desi had this bright idea to get a thank you Kyle chant. And they started doing it. And then, the whole crowd was like, "Thank you, Kyle." And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool. Like, no, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys." Like, it wasn't a big deal. And this is when it started, like the thank you Kyle hot chants were going. But I was just like, "Yeah, no, thank you guys. No, thank you." And I look at Desi, and she just starts smiling, this grin. And I'm like, "Why are you smiling like that?" And then finally it clicked in my head. I was like, oh, I hate you.
You know, people would be happy if they were told thank you all the time.
I don't want to hear it. Hey, Kyle, shut up. I know what you're going to do. Thank you. You're stupid. I hope you know that.
Oh my god. Hey Kyle.
Alright.
What have
Gracias.
you guys been talking about? Is Kyle telling stories all day?
He wants to know our story, so go ahead and tell yours, Desi.
Which one?
Joe told his life story, his wrestling career. Tell yours.
Well, I got only a year worth to tell, and I could probably sum it up in a few sentences.
Go.
A lot of zeal, a lot of mistakes, a lot of determination. And I'm on to year number 2 as of today, actually.
Well, congratulations.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I always knew that, well, this is like kind of corny and stuff. I'm not as funny as Kyle, but I'm a little more sentimental, a lot more emotional.
You're a woman, of course you are.
Thank you. I realized that everything I've ever done in my life that was performance and athletics and art was because I liked to make people happy. But for some reason, somehow this time in my life, when wrestling came along, I knew that there's something bigger, and I know that it's for my people. And being Native, I knew I needed to do something along those lines, and so that's kind of just been this constant reminder, especially in the last several years, but more so in the last few years, and definitely with wrestling. And man, I got punched in the face really hard last week. I had like a bruised nose and really slightly bruised eyes, and so I talk, and then I forget what I'm saying.
Try not to cuss.
I know, sorry.
You can cuss a little. It's just that. You know what? It's okay. It's just we had one episode with a gentleman who I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but he is also known as the Bridge Burner, and he was a bit of a potty mouth, and I got some complaints about that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, don't say his name.
Forget that guy.
Yeah, don't say his name. He's a great guy. He just yikes. That episode took some editing.
I appreciate it as adjectives when you're really trying to emphasize something, but it doesn't need to be all the time. Like my last match, that was really terrible. The girl was obviously heel, and so she came out cussing up a storm. I mean, nobody needs to talk that. I don't know. It was a lot of cuss words before the bell even rang.
There was I was in.
It just kind of takes away from what you're doing.
It does. Like when I was watching Wrestle Kingdom during the big Fatal 4-Way Tag match, Tongaloa just kept saying the F word like as loudly as he possibly could, and Carino and Kevin Kelly kept drawing attention to it, and it was extremely distracting. Oh man, there was a time I went to California to check out an Alpha Omega wrestling show, and there was this fan during the women's match who kept saying a Donald Trump quote, if you will.
What? Oh.
Yeah, it was disgusting. Oh man.
Well, he thinks that that's, gonna make people hate him, but that's kind of just like, get a little more creative.
That was a fan, not a performer.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was distracting.
So it's funny. Oh, I kind of remember what I was saying. I was talking about being like a little more emotional and wrestling.
Of course, continue, please.
But now I forgot because you made me laugh.
Your heritage.
Oh yeah. So, like when I do, I think it's a California thing. I definitely use the word like a lot too.
You're fine.
So when I do, with beginning wrestling and as I progress and grow into my character, and wrestling really helps you grow into, yourself outside of wrestling as well. It helps you develop in everyday life. A lot of that's because we eat and breathe wrestling, but I just see so many possibilities that Aero Club can provide, not just for us as wrestlers, but for people who've been needing it. Like with all that's going on in politics, and I remember when Kyle introduced me to that Hoisington show, I mentioned that I had just come from Standing Rock because the week before I was at Standing Rock, and during my match they actually chanted Standing Rock, Standing Rock, Standing Rock over and over. I don't know
Yeah,
who it
that was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
I remember that.
So as I grow into my, my wrestling, like those little things just reconfirm that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I was saying, as emotional as I am, it might just come off as corny sounding. I'm sorry, but I'm quite corny, yet it's true. I just see. I don't know what the boys feel about being this part of Aero Club, but as for me, being a female, it's providing me with a lot more creativity to not feel like I have to be something that everybody wants. Because honestly, I think they want us. I did get a booking in England for June, and once he saw the Aero Club pictures, he's like, "Who's gonna wear that? Can you please?" And I noticed in my travels in my life, people are fascinated in Native Americans, and frankly, they're kind of like on the side of the history of what happened with natives. They side with us, knowing that what truly happened was wrong, whereas us as Americans, most kids are not taught what really happened. As a matter of fact, I'm here in San Diego, and we drove down, and it's Water California was made by the Spaniards. The Spanish came and built a ton of missions. And at one of the rest stops, it talks about these missions that the Spanish came and they had fathers. And the father founded the agricultural something or other over here. And the fathers changed the lives of the indigenous people. It literally said, change the lives of indigenous people, as if it was this awesome thing. And I'm not kidding. I didn't even tell the people I was with, but I went over there and taped up a sign and said, the indigenous people's lives were changed for the worse. They were forced into slavery and forced to forget their own ways, and were forced to build these missions. Learn your history. And I taped it up there on that sign.
Oh God! Did you put arrow? Did you put arrow or Desi? Did you sign it or no?
I did not sign it.
Okay, I was gonna say you better not have. Oh my God! You should. Can you edit this out? By the way, no, I'm just kidding.
No, it's a huge thing for me because that's my family. My family were Michigan.
I know.
And we, you can see on our family tree way back, I think it was the mid 1800s, late 1800s. They escaped. Some of them left, and so that's why I didn't grow up on the reservation, and that's why, a lot of my family tried to assimilate and not stick with the traditional ways because they didn't want to live that way, and they just grew away from it. See, I'm telling you, I'm emotional and I get kind of a little too deep.
All joking aside, I think all joking aside, the thing you did with the sign was pretty cool. I can much respect that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're gonna get arrested pretty soon. I already feel it. I feel it coming.
I didn't hashtag. You know what though? The Scotch tape that I used was already the Scotch tape saying that the bathrooms were closed, so they already had a sign taped up there.
It's a good story, guys.
Don't edit that out because that is nothing to be ashamed of. I've been silent for so long, so screw you, Mr. Sue.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
Family turns against each other and starts fighting.
Hey, keep fighting! Keep fighting. People are gonna watch this video because you guys keep fighting. Oh man. Oh.
Okay, I'm done talking.
Now, a very obvious, I don't know if you're comfortable with talking about this or not, but I figured this might be a point to touch on, was Kyle's military history. If you'd like to to make any. If you were comfortable with that or not, it's totally cool. But I figured it'd be something to ask about.
What do you want to know?
I guess just your story, you know, like
why you went in. Tell us where you got stranded and ate cans of beans.
Oh my god, alright. Like any good young man would do when he gets a girl pregnant and he doesn't mean to. Smarten up and you start to realize, you know, I need to do something to be there for my son, be there for her. So I joined the military. It ended up not working with her, but again, I'm blessed because I got a good, beautiful son out of it. So joined the military, went through basic in Georgia, finished, graduated, and then I got stationed here in Texas, Killeen or Fort Hood. Did 3 years, and then that third year I deployed to Afghanistan. And we were in a FOB called Gardez, and then we moved from Gardez to Ghazni. Pretty much we were the reinforcement group that detained and escorted closing FOBs, forward operation bases. And I was infantry, 11 Bravo. We did raids, we did foot patrols, we did escorts to high military targets, Islam targets and stuff like that. Pretty much the whole time. One of our soldiers that was in my group said he didn't want to be here and he was going to commit suicide. And over there, it's a big deal, and it's really a big deal. A lot of people don't know and understand it. So he wasn't mentally right for war, forfeit, prepared to fight, and so they're going to send him back. Well, my platoon sergeant said, hey, you know, we need someone to stay back there. Hawk, can you stay with them? And I said, yeah, I can stay with them. That's fine. He's like, we're only going to be gone on a one-day mission. You'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. So I said, all right. And by this time, the DFAC, or dining facility, closed down. So we were eating, like, MREs and just stuff like that. And they took off, and we didn't realize this, but the guy that was going back, he already took off the day before. They picked him up at midnight, and we didn't know about it. So I was there after they left, and a couple hours went by in his room, and I didn't hear anything. So I went in his room, and all his stuff was gone. And I was like, oh, crap. And that one-day mission that my group was on, or my unit was in, ended up being a week-long mission because they got attacked in Gardez. So they had to stay there until everything calmed down, and it took a week. So for that week, I felt like I felt stranded and alone, and like we didn't have any much food, and because you get really tired of MREs, you really do. Like you can only take so much. So I was going to other people's rooms and other people's like barracks and stuff, and trying to find like scavenged food and stuff, and I found like 3 cans of SpaghettiOs that I cherished, and I was setting like booby traps on the door in case the enemy came in, because I was the only one on the FOB, only one on our base, and it's pretty scary but cool at the same time. And I would just like watch movies and sleep and go scavenge for food, go explore, and just stupid stuff like that. So a lot of people don't know this, but I got hit by a grenade. I was 10 feet away. That got me messed up and shaken up pretty good. Was blind for a week and a half, and then finally the day they were going to send me back, my vision came back, so I was blessed with that. Came back, I was engaged to a girl. She was pregnant with my second son. She had her second son. We got married, and then we got divorced maybe 7 months after. And then a lot of other people don't know this too, but I struggled with PTSD coming back, and I couldn't really control it well. I couldn't learn how to handle it, and it got the best of me. It sucks, and I kind of cost my divorce, I guess. But then again, you know, it was a blessing in disguise or whatever. Because whenever you get help for it, you don't really make excuses. You shouldn't make excuses because it's your own fault. As long as you make your faults, then you're good. You can go on with life, and I did. But PTSD was a big, big factor. And again, right when I was these guys don't know it, these two. But as soon as Kyote hit me up, I was really, really debating to throw it in and going back home. And when Kyote sent me that message, I felt like it was something telling me to go all for it and to go put your all in it. Because at that time I'm 7 years in. I just had my 8th year this last month, and honestly, I didn't want to do it no more. I wanted to go live a normal life, go live something simple like an adult job, 9 to 5, and just live that normal life because I never had it. And Joe called, and then we started tagging, and then that's when I knew there was something special. And then again we met Desi soon after, and then they helped me realize that I was meant for this life and not for that simple life. And slowly and surely the PTSD deflated or departed from me, and I no longer struggle from it. They always help me with my problems. They help me with the girl problems. They help me with life problems. They help me with anything and everything that I ask for, and I do the same for them, because to me there's only 4 people in my life that are pro wrestling that I can truly say that are family, and that's Mosh Pit Mike, that's Ray Basuda, my best friend of 15 years, and Mosh is our trainer, and now I have Joe and Desi. They are family. They are literally my brother and sister, just like how Mosh or RJ are my brothers. Shout out to Brute 66, by the way. And without them, without all 4 of them, I honestly don't think I would be here, because depression and PTSD, it takes over, makes you into someone you're not. And coming back from a war, from a high risk area, and you come back to a secluded area where you're not surviving every day. You're just sitting down like, well, what's going on? I don't, and again, they help me out a lot, and I'm forever in their debt because of and stuff like that. It's an honor and a privilege,
That's an
Desi.
It was an honor and a privilege. Thank you, Kyle.
I like how I'm being sentimental and you just do a war cry out of nowhere. Right.
That was, oh man, that was
Beautiful.
really cool.
Hey, Kyle, shut up, I already know what you're gonna do.
All right, thank you guys very much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Again, an honor and a privilege. Is it cool if we can make some, we can, promote ourselves?
Absolutely.
Alright, Desi, go ahead.
So, stay in touch with me, and especially me with Arrow Club, by following, obviously, Arrow Club on Facebook, and then Body Slamming Queen 333 on Instagram, or you can just look up Desi, Derata. And I think Facebook and Twitter are connected, so Desi. You just Google Desi, please. I want to be able to spread what we got going on. Goodness.
You're up, Joe. Okay. You can go follow me on Twitter at Real Coyote. Facebook at Real Coyote. You can go follow us on Arrow Club. You can buy our merch at every show, pictures, shirts, whatever, bro. You can go check us out on YouTube. Go like our Facebook page. That way you can keep up with all of our matches and everything.
Calendar.
And you can follow just plain old Kyle Hawk on Facebook at Kyle Hawk or Arrow Club. Because I'm lame and I'm lazy and I don't have an Instagram or a Twitter.
It's hard work. Also, Arrow Club, as when we're together, it's absolutely beautiful. It's what I feel like. I feel like it's seamless and flawless. I felt like I already knew you guys from the beginning. So we're able to be booked together. And, as you guys as a tag team or just with our, separate matches, when we come together, we can contribute even that much more.
Yeah, so book all three of us. If there's promoters out there, book all three. Book a trios. That hasn't been done. That's rare. That's unique. That's different. That's just out of this ordinary plain wrestling indie scene. Book all three.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yes.
That sounds great. All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem at all.
Hey, if you want us back, man, just all you gotta do is ask. So we're all.
Yeah, let us know.
Hey, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. This is a good one.
Good.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.